Hey guys, I'm back with a new video, and in this video I'm gonna share with you my eyebrow routine. At the moment, as you can see, I'm really into the thick, fluffy model eyebrow look. I've been growing my eyebrows out probably for the past year and a half, and this is how my natural eyebrows look. I don't have any special serum that I use. I did get microblade, I think about 3 years ago, at least almost 3 years ago, and that faded. I only got one session and I never went back to get the second session, so it just faded. So these are honestly my natural eyebrows. This is how they look. I'm just gonna show you how I keep them groomed, how I shape them, trim them, all that good stuff. So if you wanna see what I do, make sure you stay tuned to this video. If you like this video, at the end, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss any of my videos. Okay, so this is what my natural brows look like right now. I got, some hair growing back. They're looking a little bushy. Although on camera, I feel like they don't look as thick as they really are, which is cool. But one thing that I like to do before I begin doing my brows or doing anything to them is I like to just brush them up, because I want to see the shape that I'm gonna do, where I need to trim them, where I need to remove any hairs, just see how they look. This is my least favorite brow. Comment below, let me know which brow is your least favorite, your left or your right. This is my right brow. I don't know if it's showing the same side on camera. It might show the left. This is my right eyebrow, and I don't really like it. If you're wondering what this red mark is, people have been asking me for years. It's my birthmark. I didn't get punched in the face. I'm fine. A lot of times people are like, why the hell is your eyebrow red? Or why are you using a red eyebrow pencil? I'm not. It's my birthmark and it ain't going nowhere. But that's not the reason why it's my least favorite. It's my least favorite because right here, the hair just will not grow in, no matter how thick I let them grow in or for how long. And that's cool. This is my baby right here. This eyebrow is it. I don't really even have to do much. I don't have to fill it in that much. But anywho, I'm talking too much. So the routine that I like to do, it is a very low maintenance routine, at least in my opinion, compared to a lot of brow tutorials that I have seen people do. Mine is pretty simple, pretty quick. What I like to use to shape and remove my hair, and this is what makes my process super easy and quick, but it is a little dangerous, is this razor right here. I got this razor off of Amazon. It comes in a pack, I think of like 8. When I tell you this razor is extremely sharp, I have to put this disclaimer because I have cut myself pretty bad with this razor. Honestly, this razor is so sharp. The way that it slices, it's just please be careful. I first like to begin focusing on my unibrow. Not as bad as it usually is. So I just carefully like to put the razor at an angle as well, because it's so sharp. I never just like to put it at an angle so that I feel safe, and I just begin going to the side and shaving my unibrow. I feel like this would also be a good razor if you're someone who likes to shave your face. You would really like this razor. But like I said, please be careful. All right, so I know I brushed my eyebrow hairs up. That was just to see the shape and just kind of, get a feel of what I'm gonna do with the brow. But now I'm going to brush it down, and with the razor I like to put it this way, never this way, because that is how you make mistakes and end up shaving your eyebrow off, and we don't want that. So when I'm removing the hair, I like to start from where I want to remove it and go upwards. I rarely go downward, and if I do, I'm so careful because I can't stress enough how easily it is to shave your eyebrow off with this razor. So I'm going, these hairs right here, I don't know if you can see them poking out, I need to remove those. So I'm gonna take my razor and just gently, slowly, with not too much pressure, shave upwards to shape it. Lately, my pain tolerance for plucking my brows, I ain't about it no more. It hurts. So for now, until I can get that tolerance back, I will be shaving. So I cleaned up the top. I like the way it looks. So I'm gonna brush the brow up now, and I'm going to do the same thing I did to the top, but now I'm gonna do it to basically the arch. I'm just gonna, clean it up, especially because my hairs grow so low, like they almost grow on my eyelid. And this one is a little tricky because I kind of have to get behind the hair and slowly go down, which is sideways. Every time I remove a few hairs, I stop and look so I can see where else I want to remove it instead of just going crazy. If you're not sure if you should remove a piece of hair, take your spoolie and just brush it downward, and then look at how the brow looks before you do it. If you like the way it looks, then you can remove it. So I'm doing that now, so at least you don't make the mistake and then you have to wait for it to grow back. So I just did that, and I think I can remove this area right here. Maybe give myself a little bit of an arch. I'm going to move on to trimming it. So I like to take my little eyebrow scissors, my little baby scissors that I use for everything, and brush my brow hairs up. And when I'm done, so this is the trick that I like to do. So wherever I want to trim, where I feel like I need to trim, I take my spoolie and use it as a guide and also to keep the hairs in place. I'm gonna take the spoolie, brush it up, and stop where I want to trim. You just want to cut the ends and then continuously keep going back to see how much more you need to cut. And you can see right here, those hairs are still a little longer than I would like. So I brush it up again, hold it down with the spoolie so it stays in place, and then trim, and then there you go. So it needs a little more. Booyah! Now it looks how I want. You see how it looks more even. The front, I don't really need to trim. I kind of like how it looks right now. Now I'm gonna work on trimming the tail. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Have the spoolie as a guide and to hold the hairs in place as I trim. And I'm gonna trim this at an angle. You wanna trim it in the angle that you want the shape of your tail to be. So we're gonna move on to my favorite eyebrow, which is this side. And this is actually the easiest side. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did on the other side and brush my hairs down. And this one definitely needs more shaping. You can see, look at all of that right there, needs to be cleaned up. I like to wipe off my razor because since this razor is so sharp, it takes off a lot of your dead skin, so it just builds up and you want to remove that. All right, now that my brow hairs are brushed down, I'm gonna start where my where my tail is, and clean it up since it's the easiest, because I know I just gotta go at an angle. You can kind of like see like a little bit of my leftover microblade right there. Like you can see that shade right there. So right here, I'm just gonna do it at the angle I want it to be, and then move upward, get rid of all the little straggly hairs. And then I like to brush it up again just to make sure I'm not getting too low. So I can see right there, even though that looks good, these hairs right here gotta go. So I'm gonna brush it back down, slowly remove those hairs. Now that I'm done cleaning the top part, I'm gonna do the seam to the bottom. This eyebrow's a little easier to shape than the other one. I already know that these are the hairs that aren't fully grown, so I just try to remove those. So now I'm gonna do what I did to the other brow, and we're gonna trim. And kind of do this one freehand. Yes, we getting somewhere. Yes, here we go. A little more trim, and then we're all done. Alrighty, yes, we're done with this eyebrow. Now it's time for my favorite part, and that is filling them in. So I'm gonna only fill in the sparse areas and then just brush it out with the spoolie so it's nice and blended. There's no thick parts or obvious pencil marks that you created. Okay, now they look more like sisters. Now I'm really excited because I'm gonna show you my fake eyebrow lamination look. I like to use the Got2b gel. Take my spoolie brush. It might look a little dirty because it's like full of Got2b gel. Then I take it and dip it in here. Time to apply it to the brow. So you're gonna thoroughly make sure each strand of hair, like as much as possible, is coated. Coat the bad boys, coat these babies. So now that I have the hairs coated, make sure you put it to whatever shape you want and how you set it, because once you set it, that's it. So now I'm gonna take the back, as you can see, all the built-up residue I need to clean. You're gonna take the back of whatever you're using, your spoolie. You can use your finger as well, which I'm gonna use, but I like to start off with this, and I like to just push the hairs down and move in an upward motion. This is gonna flatten the hair and also help the Got2b gel glue dry. And you wanna do this quickly because once it dries, like I said, like that's it. So when you feel it's getting a little tight, take your finger and do the same thing. Brush those bad boys up. Now because it's about to dry, you wanna get the end of your spoolie, and if there's any shape you wanna do or any cleaning up you need to do, like any hairs sticking out any certain way, you just wanna hurry up and clean that up and put that in place, because then it's gonna get a little difficult to clean up later. Okay, then go back with your fingers, just squeeze and go up, and then you have like a little fake laminated brow. And it's set. Look, doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna move on to the other brow and do the same thing a little quicker. since I already showed you guys how to do it. And if you don't like it and you feel like, you know, because it already set, you could go back and add more and it'll kind of wet it. Or you can just like wet your finger and put it on your brows and it'll loosen up a bit. Like if there's any strand that you didn't get to shape in time. See, look at that. Look at that. Look how it's already looking like a laminated brow. Crazy. Look at that, y'all. See? You get laminated brows for less. You ain't gotta spend all this money. That's it, guys. This is how I do my brows. How I shape them, clean them up, fill them in, set them. Obviously, you know, it looks a little intense right now because I don't really have like, you know, a full beat on. But this is how I love my brows right now. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.
It's my Ray Ray. Hold up, it's my Ray Ray. Hold up, it's my Ray Ray.